ॐ नमो नारायणाय। ॐ नमो नारायणाय। ॐ नमो नारायणाय। ॐ नमो नारायणाय।
श्रीमान् वेङ्कटनाथार्यः कवितार्किककेसरी वेदान्ताचार्यवर्यो मे सन्निधत्तां सदा हृदि।
रामानुजदया पात्रम् ज्ञानवैराग्यभूषणम् श्रीमद्वेङ्कटनाथार्यम् वन्दे वेदान्तदेशिकम्
சீரொன்று தூப்புல் திருவேங்கடமுடையான் பாரொன்றச் சொன்ன பழமொழியுள் ஊரொன்று தானே அமையாதோ தாரணியில் வாழ்வார்க்கு வானேரப் போமளவும் வாழ்வு.
वेङ्कटनाथार्य कवितार्किककेसरी वेदान्ताचार्यवर्यो मे सन्निधत्तां सदा हृदि। रामानुजदया पात्रं ज्ञानवैराग्यभूषणं श्रीमद्वेङ्कटनाथार्यं वन्दे वेदान्तदेशिकम्। சீரொன்றுதூப்புல் திருவேங்கடமுடையான் பாரொன்றச் சொன்ன பரமொய்யுள் ஓரொன்றுதானேயமையாதோ தாரணியல் வாழ்வார்க்கவானேரப் போமளவும் வாழ்வு.
So today we start a new year, the second chapter. This is named as Nityanusthana Sthapanam, meaning fixing the daily duties. Anushtanam is a word which tells us that it is a strict procedure. At least in temple worship, we have a lot of divisions, a lot of traditions also, like what we call Sattvika, Rajasika, Tamasika, Utkrishta, Madhyama, Adhama, then Pancaratra, Vaikhanasa. Again, there are so many traditions. Like according to the categories of the temple, Swayamvyakta, manifest, Saibdha of the successful people, Daiva, constructed by gods, Arsha, constructed by sages, Manava, constructed by human beings. And then we saw that the level also can be rather enhanced. From the lower level, one can go to the higher level and again the highest level. Only the reverse is not should not be done. So from the highest level, we are not supposed to come down. So this is what we saw in the first Adhikaraha. The name is called Adhikaraha. Adhikaraha, as we understand in Tamil, it is not power, it is right, R-I-G-H-T. So we have the right to do that. So these are all some rights. So we have not R-I-T-E-S, but R-I-G-H-T. So voting is our right as a citizen of the country, just like that. So Nitya Anusthana. Nitya generally in Sanskrit means ever, always, 24/7. But here, normally we used to say meaning daily. Nitya is daily. So it can be called diurnal duty and nocturnal duty also. Nocturnal duty is yoga. Diurnal duty is the other Panchakala Prakriya, namely Abhigamana, Upadanam, Ijja and Swadhyaya. These are the four. And the next one comes in the night after the evenings or after the sunset, and therefore we call it. So all these are called Nitya Anusthana. Nitya Anusthana is enjoined on every caste, varna, and every ashrama, the stage of life. So let us understand how serious it is, so that we must try to follow. As we discussed earlier in a free session last time, and everybody knows the rules also. The peculiar and beautiful proverb in English will be, rules are observed more in the breach than in practice. And therefore we have concessions, and we go beyond the concessions. We take our own concessions, and we say Shastraya cha Sukhaya cha. Shastra is there, science is there, definite science is there, perfect science is there, but for our convenience, we do something else. We minimize our activities, which are mandatory. That is very important. So, with this small introduction, let us go deep into the words of Sri Vedanta Deshika. You can also call it as Advitiya Adhikaraha, because it is unparalleled chapter. Because Nityanusthana is basically needed as a requirement of a priest in a temple. If he doesn't do that, he is unfit to enter into the temple. He knows all procedures of the temple perfectly okay, but he has no right to enter into the temple if he does not do this, namely Nityanusthana. So please remember this, and we will see that. Atha, then. Then, the word then in a kavya, in a literature, in a literary book, is called auspicious. A is the first letter. A meaning Lord Sriman Narayana. Lord Vishnu is called Akara Vachaha Vishnu. Akara Vacho Vishnu. So generally, great people start their work with A, and sometimes Lakshmi also. So here, then Atha meaning then. Then, if you say then what then? After what you say then? So there is a question. That means there was a first chapter earlier. This is not the first chapter. This means that there is a prelude to there's a what we call prologue to this chapter, namely introduction to the chapter, and that was the first chapter. So Adav in the beginning. So we must remember all that we studied in the first chapter. At least a few points which are important. So Atha Adav in the beginning. Samapakshiptam Achidram Sthapyate Adhuna. So whatever has been presented earlier, Kiptam generally meaning throne, Thrown, but Upakshiptam is placed near, meaning we are made to understand. And if it is well done, Sam is there, SAM. So Samapakshiptam, well presented, so that we can understand. Well presented, that we must have understood it earlier. And it has been without a hole. Chidram means HOLE. But Achidram meaning it has no lacuna. It has no deficiency. It is a perfect chapter in the first chapter. So also, so that we need not doubt. We need not doubt it. There was a mention, if you start studying a book in Vedanta Deshika's history written by Mannargudi Gopalacharya, we have a statement from Vedanta Deshika to his disciples. When you study the books, please do not have apprehensions. Don't have doubts whether it will be efficacious, whether the Pancaratra tradition perfectly followed by the priest would always favor the nation and the people. How can the nation and the people be benefited by the temple worship of a priest? The question arises. And therefore, we don't doubt it. Do not have apprehensions. So, Achidram. And this is a separate portion in scriptures, as Keshavdas Swami knows well, better than all of us, namely. there is a portion called Achidra in Vedas. And generally it is recited, chanted during Ekadashi day. Of course, it can be done at any time, any day. Achidram, meaning that there is no fault in the scriptural portion. Again, the procedure should be perfect also. So we need not suspect it. That's the meaning. We need not suspect. Now, stapyate, it is being established here. Now, adhuna means now. What is that? So we are talking about nityanusthana. Now, what are the advantages of this nityanusthana? Let Vedanta Deshika talks about Swami Sevanam. Swami Sevanam. Kainkaryam or service to the Lord. Sevanam meaning Kainkaryam. Sevanam doesn't mean just prostration at the feet, divine feet, and come away. Not only our humility is required, plus the practical procedures involved in worship. All types of kainkaryam must be done. Whatever be the service expected of us should be done. The priest also cannot restrict himself to the Tiruvaradhanam or puja to the deity. He must involve totally and sincerely in all the activities of the temple. And I have seen people, I mean, you and I have seen people doing a lot of service in the temple without asking. You should not direct anybody to do this and do that. They must come forward voluntarily to do this kainkariam. That is called sevan. This is not a service and it is a paid, it's not a paid service, though sometimes it's a paid service. This is what we expect from all of us, namely, we must worship the Lord. Swami Sevanam. So who is the Swami? This is very clear. So Sriman Narayana. So Sevanam is worship in the sense all kinds of worship. That is service to the Lord. Anjasa, how do you do it? With devotion. Anjasa, with interest, with faith, with confidence. And what is it for? Why do we worship the Lord? Or how soon, how frequent? Nityam, daily. Daily we must do it. Ever we must do it, at least in the mind, from the beginning of the Abhigamanam in the morning after getting up from the bed, till we go to the bed, because we forget ourselves in sleep, we may not do that. Even in dream, you can have the worship. So that means, of course, we need a dreamless sleep also, sushupti. And in order to have dreamless sleep, we have some shlokas. One particular shloka is for Mukunda Mala, where Kulashekar Alvar says that because Lord is reclining and Lord is sleeping, let us also sleep like him. And let us remember how he sleeps in the Milky Ocean. So we used to say the Milky Ocean is white in color. The Adishesha, the serpent bed, is also white in color. The color contrast is very big, namely, Lord Sriman Narayana is blue-black in color. A conspicuous presence in the color contrast, namely white and white of the background, and Lord Krishna, as he is called, black, black in color. So here, so what is the purpose of our worship? Swayam Prayojanam. You can have two meanings. So whose prayojanam, whose use, whose advantage, namely Lord's advantage. Let us not be selfish saying that I want some advantages from the worship of the Lord by doing service to the Lord. That will be what we call a lower level devotion. So our devotion should be higher, in a higher level, thinking that Lord should be pleased, Lord should be happy, Lord should be benefited. Swayam Prayojanam. But those who are here as like us, who have what you call the mundane existence, we are selfish to the core. 100% or 200% we are selfish. We need some benefits. We expect some benefits. And we are after some benefits from our service to the Lord.
Swami,
Now, Sasamanya. Okay.
ஆக்சுவலி டிவோட்டடா சின்சியரா சர்வீஸ் பண்ணிட்டு எதையும் எதிர்பார்க்காத சுவாமி தான் அப்படின்னு பண்ணிட்டு இருக்கிற வாழ்க்கை, சப்போஸ் ஏதாவது ஒரு ப்ராப்ளம் இருக்குங்க, நான் இவ்வளவு பண்ணேன்னு எனக்கு அவர் இந்த மாதிரி பண்ணிட்டாரு அப்படிங்கிற பீப்புள் தேர் ஆர் பாசிபிலிட்டிஸ். அந்த கிஞ்சித்காரங்கிற இது வந்து அந்த மாதிரி தட் இஸ் ஹியூமன், அந்த மாதிரி இல்லையா?
ஆமா. we accuse we accuse God also, having done lot of service to you by myself. What is the pratyupakara that you are giving, oh Lord? You have not done what I wanted to, and what I said, you have not listened to me. You have not listened to me what I said. This is what we address the Lord like this. That is different. Okay. So now, what is this? Is Sasamanya Visheshatma. This is where your point comes here. Samanya Atma is there, Vishesha Atma is there. Samanya Atma is an ordinary individual soul, namely most of us. There are some special souls who do not ask for anything. I told you one example. After reciting the full Vishnu Sahasranama from the beginning, Shuklam Bharadram Vishnu, we stop with Vanamali Gadishangi. The Palashruti is not recited. Of course, doesn't mean we don't want anything, but we have a practice that we don't utter the Palashruti, the advantages of hearing. Somebody says Vishnu Sahasranamam, we are hearing and we are trying to reap the benefits. We are going to reap the benefits while hearing, because that is one of the 9 types of devotion. Shravanam. First type of devotion is Shravanam. We must hear a lot about the service to God or the God's qualities. Now, Samanya Visheshatma. So, from the lower level of the ordinary individual soul, we must become a special soul, extraordinary soul. Sasamanya Visheshatma. Whereas there are 2 categories of priests, 2 categories of devotees who expect some benefits and who do not expect some benefits. Charya Yam Hridayangama. Charya. Charya is a name which you have, I think, come across first time here. Charya meaning again worship. Charya meaning worship. Charya meaning seva. Charya meaning aradhanam. Charya meaning puja. It has nothing to do with some other meaning. So charya meaning how you do it. Charati, a person is in the process, walks. So chariti is charya. Otherwise, you can add one more letter, acharaha. So acharaha is called charya. Yam charya, this is the service, Hridayangama. It should touch your heart. We must love service to God. If I don't love service to God, there is no point in doing it. We can do it in detachment. With a detached attitude, we can do the puja. But it should be interesting to you. It should be delectable to you. It should be enjoyed by you. No, sorry. You have a satisfaction that you have done it very well. But at the same time, you must also analyze whether the Lord has been pleased at all. How to understand this? Now, one small example will be, as soon as Tirumajjanam, Tamil Tirumanjanam, that is Abhishekaha, the anointment is done to the deity, the priest feels contented. Not only that, and he sees a brighter face of the Lord. Yeah, by imagination at least, he tells the devotees, now the Lord is happy. Lord has a more pleasant face. It may look real to the priest also. We need not suspect him. We need not make fun of him, because what he says might be true. We may not understand 100% what he says. He knows. But I have seen also false priests. In one of the temples, I saw the false priest. And the false priest says, as though he loves the God, Lord, he said a lot of things. He talked to him. He talked to him in my presence. But that was a farce, F-A-R-C. And also false, F-A-L-S-C. The problem was, the people also indicated to me, other devotees indicated to me that what he says is not true. So that is because one small mistake done by the priest, which I heard about him. We cannot say that. We cannot. I don't know. I'm not the witness, direct witness, because he plays rummy at midnight through the phone. That means he is not following any achara. He is full of vices. He is a drunkard. I was told he is a drunkard. And initially I believed him. He talked to the Lord uh, very, affectionately, very affectionately. So we are not going to talk about such negative aspects. Let us see a good priest. Let us witness a good priest. So there are two kinds of priests also. One is an ordinary, the other one is extraordinary. Samanya and Visheshatma. And we must please the Lord. One example will be, when you decorate the Lord, we add chains, garlands made up of some gems or flowers and so on. We add tulasi mala, the basil leaf garland. We add kaustubham, some gem, costly gem, or some glittering gem also. If the temple is poor in funds, we can have what we call imitation jewelry. So we have so many, but while we do it, the sincerity and the purpose of decorating the Lord should be felt by the priest. That's the meaning. So what will happen? The Lord will say, even though you are a poor man, you are able to decorate me with a lot of garlands. So mala iva amodini vibhoho. So the Lord will become sweet smelling. He will also approve your decoration. As we say it in Tamil, amodam, meaning approval. Second meaning is amodini, means becoming very happy. Feeling the eclat, E-C-L-A-T. Overjoyed. Lord is overjoyed. And third meaning will be, he will be sweet smelling.
சுவாமி பராசர பட்டர்
No, all
பராசர பட்டர் அந்த மாதிரி இது போட்டுதான் பெருமாள்கிட்ட போவார் அப்படின்னு அப்படின்னு ஒரு
ஆமா. Right. As you said, now the point is missed because and Rajagopalan Swami has added it. The priest goes decorated. The priest is not dull in his appearance. The priest adorns him with unguents, A-N-G-U-E-N-T-S, snow, powder, and so on. Generally, we don't, the Orthodox people do not use face powder or any, what you call, scent. We are not supposed to do that because in Shastra it is disallowed. But as he said, take bath, have a bright face. Don't hang your face down because of some uh, uh, grief over in family
Well
and so
dressed,
on.
well dressed, well
Well
dressed,
dressed, yeah.
costly.
Well dressed, yeah. Well dressed, pure dressed after taking bath with what you call muddy. விழுப்பு இல்லாம மடியா இருக்கணும். Muddy meaning pure and holy, sacred dress. So we have the sacred dress. Oh, right. So what happens is the Lord is happy because of the garland, mala. Mala amodini iva. Now the garland is sweet smelling. So we must use only sweet smelling flowers for garland. That is also there. So mala even like the garland, even like the garland. Amodini, sweet smelling. So Vibhoho Amodini, the sweet smelling of the Lord. Vibhu meaning all pervasive. Vishnu is a name, another synonym for Vibhu. You have Vishwam, another word, and so on. So he is the universe completely. He is everywhere present. So Amodini, I told you three meaning. Therefore, Lord is happy, Lord is sweet smelling, and Lord approves your decoration. Now, where do the flowers come from? You buy flowers. The flowers come from devotees to the temple and so on. But this now the flower which gives you good smell, very good smell. The aroma is better from flowers. Which flowers? Sasutra Sumana Stoma. Stoma. Stoma is mala. That is what you call the garland strung together. Stoma meaning a cluster, a bunch of flowers. Stoma. Sumanaha, good mind. Su good manaha, mind. Sumanaha means flower in Sanskrit. Sumanas meaning flower. Who says this? The words are flowers here. The words are flowers here. What words? Sutra. What is sutra? Aphorism. Where is it from? The scriptures. So when good-minded people, that is Sumanaha, you can take it this way. So Sumanaha on the left side and Sumanaha on the right side also. So Sumanaha, good-minded people, use the formulae, sutra from the scriptures. That means they are experts in reciting the scriptures relevant to the Aradhanam, puja. So Sasutra, along with Sa meaning along with. So Sutra Sumanastoma Mala. The garland consists of flowers, a bunch of flowers, from the good-minded person saying the aphorisms from the scriptures. Let us not forget the scriptures. Where is the sutram from? Pancaratra sutram, you can call it that way. Vaikhanasa sutram, the formulae prescribed in each tradition. Utkrishta sutram, Madhyama sutram, Adhama sutram, Sattvika sutram, Rajasika sutram, and Tamasika sutram. All are formulae. So you have Sasutra Manastoma, Maleva Modini Vibhoho. So now you understand the purpose of this chapter, namely our faith must be good faith. Our sincerity must be at the topmost level. We must only try to please the Lord and not try to please ourselves. Though we have a feeling of satisfaction, contentment at the end of the decoration, like decoration or any other service, let us not think of it too much. You say, hope my decoration will be accepted by the Lord, will be convenient for the Lord, will be comfortable for the Lord. And we used to say, when you garland the Lord with a lot of thorns in the flower. There are thorny flowers. For example, rose. Rose has thorny flower. Even the lotus has thorns. So you have to remove the thorns and string the garland. You cannot do it with all thorns. Kantakam. Kantakam is thorn. Mullu. முள்ளு பூவெல்லாம் சேர்த்து முள்ளு குத்தக்கூடாது. The thorn should not prick the Lord, prick the Divyamangala Vigraha of the Lord. See, careful singing of the Lord also must be done. That is why we say extraordinary soul, Vishesha Atma. Sadharana Atma will string the garland by flowers without minding about the thorns there, pricking thorns. And therefore, this is one example. So please remember, while we do the service, we must take a lot of care, utmost care, in order that the Lord will feel happy. So here, I told you just now, here, tavat then, ekaikasmin ahoratre. You take the day and night, ahoratre. Ahoratre means 24 hours, morning till night. Tavat ekaikasmin, in every day and night. So what should we do? Kala Panchaka Vibhagen. We must allot the time for the 5 types of service. Kala, time, Panchaka, 5. And Vibhagena, by separating the number of hours meant for 5 types of worship. Then Abhigamana, Upadana, Ijja, Swadhyaya, Yoga, Rupa, Bhagavat Sevana. I just now told you that while explaining the first and second verse in the second chapter, in the beginning, I told you this Panchakala Prakriya must be followed. That is how we serve God. Bhagavat Sevanam. So Bhagavat Sevanam will be in the form of 5 categories, namely Abhigamana, Upadana, Ijja, Swadhyaya, Yoga. Venugopalan Swami does not need further explanation in this sentence, because we have already seen it many times. So I need not translate. My Sanskrit words will be more in my explanation. Whenever there is a clarification, you can ask at the end of the session. There is no harm. Even also in the middle of the session, as Rajagopalan Swami would put it, never mind, we won't sidetrack. We won't lose the thread. Yeah. So for the viewers, I think those who have not listened to the previous sessions, I would say, Abhigamanam is approach to the Lord in the morning, as soon as we get up and lighting the auspicious lamp. Shubham karoti kalyanam, karoti kalyanam, arogyam dhana sampada, shatru buddhi vinashaya, deepa jyotir namostute. And Ullasa Pallavita from Sri Gunaratana Kosha of Parashara Bhatta, Ullasa Pallavita Palita Saptaloki, Nirvaha Koragita Nema Kataksha Leelam, Sriranga Hermitala Mangala Deepa Rekham, Sriranga Hermitala Mangala Deepa Rekham, Sri Rangaraja Mahishim Shyama Shriyama. When you light that lamp like this, auspicious lamp like this, we in Vaishnava Sampradaya, we say add Sri Deepaha, Thiru Vilakku. We don't say Vilakku. Light the lamp, Vilakketru. We won't say that in Tamil like that. So Thiru Vilakketru. So we don't say Kartigai festival, we say Tirukkartigai festival. Nathamuni started giving names now which we follow. Namely, we don't say Palli Ezhuchi, we say Tirupalli Ezhuchi. We don't say Pavai, Tirupavai. We don't say Pallandu, Tiruppallandu. And for everything, Thiruvaimozhi, Nammalvar Thiruvaimozhi. Vaimozhi, it is only a word of the mouth, but it says Thiruvaimozhi. All are auspicious, all belong to the goddess of fortune, namely Mahalakshmi, and she is the first to receive all our worship. So after approaching the Lord in his Sannidhi, sanctum sanctorum in the temple or at home, so you say Abhigamanam is reporting what happened even earlier or yesterday and informing him again, or rather submitting to him whatever you are going to do today, and what is his plan. You know what is his plan. H capital. What you come to know what is his plan. Meaning, so we need an auspicious day. We need a good day. So make my day good day. So with this request, we say Abhigamanam. That is, Gamanam is going, Abhigamanam is going towards the Lord. And then next one is Upadanam, collection of materials for worship, as we understand. Flowers, basil leaves, Tulasi, Ossimum sanctum. Botanical name is Ossimum sanctum. Even the English name is sanctum. So you understand this. Again, so you collect all the materials, buy materials from the shop earlier, of course. On the previous day, you should plan and collect materials. You cannot do it in the mornings generally. It's not possible. So try to procure those materials bought earlier from your home or from the temple. You collect all the materials. For the good water, first procure good water and cardamom and all other spices which are normally required. Pachai kalpuram, green camphor. We don't have, I don't know the exact equivalent in English. So it's called green camphor. Camphor generally cannot be taken, it's poison, whereas green camphor can be consumed. So then add basil leaves to the water, and then you have distributed to the what you call the cups, namely vattil, as we say in Tamil. A special shape of the cups, as you know. So 5 or 3 or whatever, according to the tradition, according to the temple, according to the home procedure. Then you have this called upadan. So collect all materials, that is even the vessels, whatever they be, copper, silver, gold, and whatever it is. And I mean, you can imagine whatever is, so the garlands, flower garlands, so you have different materials. And then that is called upadanam. Danam giving, adanam is taking, upadanam is bringing them near. For example, for Thirumanjanam, you bring tender coconut ready, milk ready, the honey, the oil, the gingerly oil, the relevant required quantities of these materials. Then shehekai powder, in order that the oil bath can be, after oil bath, he can be clean. Then camphor, everything. So the wick, the lamp, all the materials. So you take what you call upadan. The next one is after madhyanikam. Again, I remind ourselves that Nityanushtanam is the name of the chapter. Therefore, after madhyanikam, we have ijya between 11 and 12 called Abhijit Muhurtaha. And then we have So Ijja is complete Aradhanam as expected of a tradition, and then Swadhyaya, self-study of the scriptures related to the temple, related to the puja, aradhana. And finally, of course, the fifth one, yoga, meditating on the Lord's happiness, Lord's appearance, Lord's qualities, everything of the Lord. So that is yoga. That will be enough for the people who hear for the first time also. So this is Bhagavad 7. Again, I told you, the service is based on the caste, color. So Swavarna, Ashrama, Swavarna, one's own caste. Ashrama, the stage of life. Jati, again I said caste. Division, subdivision of the caste. Guna, according to the quality of the priest. What is it? He must be a Sattva man. So he cannot be a Tamasika Guna man or a Rajasika Guna. So Guna Nimitta. Nimitta is cause. What is the purpose? It is selfless purpose. So Nimitta. The Adi. You can also say that the Lord has the Nimitta, namely in the sense, Lord is a cause for everything. So Adi, etc. Niyata Dharma Sachivam. You have to have an assistant, and that he is called a secretary. Sachivaha meaning secretary today. Sachivaha generally meant in olden times minister. So Niyata Dharma Sachivaha, he must be a good man, righteous minister, righteous assistant. Just, J-U-S-T, just the meaning, just from the word justice. So just minister. Nyaya we call it. So who is perfect in attitude. Niyata, fixed, a fixed man, an appointee, can say appointee, an appointed man. So Bhagavad Dharma Nishtanam Sarvesham Sama. So the interest, faith, confidence, the sincerity of the priest belongs to all of us. Because we are in the groove of GROOVE, the groove of devotion towards God. Bhagavad Dharma Nishtana. We want to be pious, we want to be strict in our actions, and we must be righteous in action, we must do our duty properly. So dharma is a comprehensive term which means we must be charitable, we must be sympathetic towards others, we must show affection towards others, we must show concern for the Lord. So all these are all under dharma, dharma nishthanam, sarvesham saman. It is similar to all the people. So let us not divide into categories as ordinary soul and special soul. Samanya Atma and Vishesha Atma. This is common to all. Meaning, following the respective caste, creed, the stage of life, the subdivision of the caste, the quality of the caste, the reason for the caste, with all the five types of timed duties, doing service to God. I think we will read the bold letters in the title, Abhigamanadina Bhagavat Sevanam Sarvesham Saman. In the five types of our time division, is common to all. And let us not go further into controversy saying, is there any book that gives us some other kind of number for the division of time? We are concentrating only on Pancaratra here. Pancha, the very word Pancharatra, though it first denoted the nights, 5 nights in which the book was given to Mahalakshmi, the instruction was given to Mahalakshmi by Sriman Narayana. Now we are talking of this Pancha, this 5, namely Abhigamanam, Upadanam, Ijja, Swadhyaya, Yoga. These 5. So with these 5 time division, Bhagavat Sevanam, service to the Lord, is common to all. Sarvesham Saman. That is the title of the paragraph. Tacha, that too, Samhita Vedeshu. When there are divisions in the books, Samhita meaning book, it's a holy book. So Samhita Vedeshu, it can be a scriptural book or a temple tradition book. So we are talking of a book belonging to the temple tradition, not in any book. So Samhita Vedeshu, Chodanakhya Visheshapi. Now, suppose we analyze this Chodana, Akhya Visheshapi. There are some analytical books. Chodanakhya Visheshapi. There is an extraordinary way of analysis of these books. So when we go through them, then we will find Sutra Bhedeshu. We will find the differences in the formulae. Aphorisms, we will find distinctions in the aphorisms. And you must use a same yardstick to measure. You cannot have different yardsticks to measure. So Samana Chodana Akhya. Now there is a parallel here. A twice born called Brahmin in English. So Brahmana in Sanskrit. A twice born is supposed to have 40 samskaras. Forty, 40 samskaras. The rituals enjoined on him, compulsory on him, 40. So now the first includes of the 40, Chodana Akya. Now understand previously the word I said as analysis. Now Chodana is part of the Turvaradhanam, Puja. And you will find Shoshana, Plavana, and the third one is also there. So first let us Dahana, right? Very good. Thank you. Shoshana, Plavana, and Dahan. These are terms which we'll take them up later because it's very easy to understand also. Of course, it will get, we will be seeing those words here. So Chodana generally meaning Tamil word, Chodana. That is called Shodhana. Shodhana is another word. This is Chodana is inducing ourselves to attend to the service. That is the one basic requirement. You become curious to do that. You become interested in doing it. You encourage yourself in going to temple. So that is Chodana. The next one, Chodanam, is the second shade of meaning will be now you enthuse the Lord to accept your offerings. Chodanam. Chodana to induce. So here, this is one of the types of 40 traditions, 40 rituals. Then what happens is, in many books you find, Leshataha, slightly. we are using the word Tamil in Tamil also. That of course becomes the meaning is light, L-I-G-H-T. கனம் இல்லாம லகு, அதுக்காக லேசா இருக்கு. வெயிட் இல்லை அப்படி சொல்றோம். வெயிட் இல்லை, லேசா இருக்கு. அது இல்லை. லேசா மீன்ஸ் சம் பார்ட், a little. लेशतः भिन्नरूपं प्रतिपाद्यते. We are going to see very minute, subtle distinctions here. Pratipadyate is being explained from Bhinna Rupam, the different forms. Slightly different forms. Not completely. They are not opposed to each other. All traditions are not opposed to each other. We will see slight differences, minute differences, which we may not notice without the help of Pancaratra Raksa of Sri Swami Vedanta Deshi. What happens is Tatra, there, Rahasya Amnaya Vidam Eva Ayam Dharmaha iti Avidita Sattva Dharmanam Akasmikaha Brahma. Many actually get confused. Brahma is their mind reels, R-E-E-L-S. Their mind reels that, oh, this is akasmikaha, meaning unexpectedly. This is unexpected confusion, namely avidita sattata dharmana. There are people who do not know, who do not understand Sattata dharma. Sattata is name of the Samhita which we already saw. So you can say generally a good Samhita. Sattata dharma. Sattata dharma is the normal, perfect, orthodox method of worship. So if they don't know Avidita, so when people do not know perfectly these books, then they think that Ragasya Amnaya Vidam Eva Ayam Dharma. The duty of the priest is given in elaborate detail, and that will only make a priest who knows the secret scriptures or secret of the scriptures. There is nothing called secret scriptures, but there are secrets of scriptures. You understand the difference. The scripture is not a secret. It is published in a book. We have to go to a preceptor, and he will reveal a lot of secrets. That is what we have in Pancaratra Ragasyatrayam or Ragasyatrayam. The Ashtakshara mantra, the Dvaya mantra, and the Charma shloka are called the secrets. These three secrets are containing the explanation of the scriptures. So that means Amnaya means scripture, Ragasya means secret, the hidden ideas in the scriptures. Some people know, and therefore they must do this duty. Whatever we said earlier is their duty. It is not our duty. We can be anything. That's the opinion of some people who do not know the Sattata Samhita, Sattata Dharma. If you can say in other words, the orthodox habit, meaning those who do not know the orthodox habit, may delegate the duty to other priests who know the secret scriptures. Be a confusion. Who will be responsible for what? So tetu sashakokta prakarena panchakalika dharmam anutishtanti. The good priests, as we understand, those who know the secret of the scriptures will always follow the 5-timed division of the duty service according to their branch, according to the words said in their branch. Branch is different. So you have Samaveda. In the Samaveda, you have Maitrayani Shakha, Gautama Shakha, Pippalayana Shakha, and so on. In sutras, in aphorisms, we have got Apastamba Sutras, Ashwalayana Sutras, Bodhayana Sutras, and so on. So you have, according to the Shakha, Jaimini is there. There's one more for Sama Shakha, Jaimini. In Yajurveda, you have Krishna Yajurveda and Shukla Yajurveda. And so on. There are so many divisions, subdivisions. So according to their Shakha, according to the branch of scriptures, they follow perfectly the 5 times worship. Itarecha, others, and others, cha and itare others, yatha swam, according to their wealth. Swam meaning property. Yatha swam, according to the property. Tat samhitokta prakriyaya iti vyavastha. The arrangement will be, vyavastha arrangement will be according to the procedures said in their own samhita, but according to their richness. Meaning whatever possible in the tradition should be done. So vargadvaye api adhikari vishesha matrena eva hi bhedaha anushitva. In these 2 types of categories, vargadvaye. What is the vargadvaye? Good priests who know the secret of scriptures and those who do not know. So these are the 2 categories. So even in these 2 categories, adhikari vishesha matrena vi bedaha anushitva. Those who have right to worship have got the differences. And those differences must be maintained. So we are going to see what are the differences among the rightful priests. Anushishyate is being now given rather as teachings to the disciples. We are the disciples and we are going to see in the next session. Yathoktam Padmi, as said in Padma Samhita. There is Padma Puranam is there. We are not talking of Padma Puranam. It is not Padma Puranam, it is Padma Samhita. So this is a temple tradition book. And we are going to see the differences among the qualified people in these 2 categories, namely those who know the secret of scriptures and those who do not know the secret of scripture.
Ramanujadayavadram Jnana Vairagya Bhushanam Venkadanathāryam Vande Vedanta Desiyam Kavitārkika Vimaya Kalyana Gunasaline Srimate Venkatesaya Vedanta Gurave Namah. Vadidvipasiro Bhante Panjanana Parakrama Iman Venkadanathārya Iram Vijayatamburi சீரொன்று தோப்புது வேங்கடமுடையான் பாரொன்று சொன்ன பழமொழிகள் வாரொன்று தானேமையாதோ தாரணியில் வாழ்வார்க்கு நேர ஓவளவும்
ராமானுஜதயா பாத்திரம் ஞானவைராக்யபூஷணம் ஸ்ரீமத்வேங்கடநாதார்யம் வந்தே வேதாந்ததேசிகம்.
कवितार्किकसिंहाय कल्याणगुणशालिने श्रीमते वेङ्कटेशाय वेदान्तगुरवे नमः. சீரொன்று தூப்புல் திருவேங்கடமுடையான் பாரொன்றச் சொன்ன பழமொழியுள் ஊரொன்று தானே அமையாதோ தாரணியில் வாழ்வார்க்கு வானேரப் போமளவும் வாழ்வு.
ஓம் நமோ நாராயணாய. ஓம் நமோ